Hello, and welcome back to another Bear Essential review with me, BearElliott. Hope you all are having a great day, because I am having a joyful day, which means the joy inside my head is very, very in control. And I guess she's controlling me right now, or maybe it's a he. Kind of wonder what my emotions talk about. So now you're going, what are you talking about, Bear? Okay, I just saw the movie Inside Out. Now, this is Disney and Pixar's latest addition to the animated world. And the first trailer that came out really did not have me excited about this movie. But then the second one came out, and it had me with one particular line. Now, any guess what that line is? Has to do with a bear. Go watch the movie and you'll find out which one I'm talking about. But hey, let's start at the very, very beginning. Before the movie even starts, let's talk about the animated short before Disney and Pixar's Inside Out. Now, the short is called Lava. It's a very cute short animated film about, it's all musical, so it's all a song, and it's one volcano singing about love. How he wants love in his life, and he sees all this love around him, and sees all the animals with love, and he wants that. So he's singing to love of his life, but he doesn't get a response, because his love of his life is underneath the water. And it's just beautifully animated. Disney and Pixar does, well, it's mostly Pixar, but Pixar does this beautiful animation that at certain points it looks real. And it's just a great story. I love how it reflects the Polynesian culture, and the design for the characters is just great. So definitely. And this short really set the mood for the actual animated feature of Inside Out. Inside Out is, in a nutshell, I don't want to give away all the plot points, because there's a lot of plot points in this. But the plot in itself, we follow the story and the life of a 11-year-old girl becoming 12, relocating from Minnesota to San Francisco, leaving all of her life behind that she had in Minnesota, and going into a new life, and how this affects her. And also, she's right at that cusp of going from being a child to being a teenager. So she's 11 going to 12, so she hasn't hit puberty. Well, she's starting puberty kind of thing. But it hits the story on multiple levels. So you have the kid factor, which kids are going to love it because it's brightly colored, it's pretty, the adventure, it's funny. But then adults can really relate to the emotion to it. It's very emotional. And that's the whole thing. The story's about emotions. It's about 5 emotions and how they interact with each other. So the first emotion you have is joy. Now, joy, of course, is joyful. Then you have sad, you have fear, you have anger, and you have disgust. By the way, I love disgust. Oh, Mindy, you did such a great job. Way to go. I'm happy to see you around. All right, back to the storyline. So it's how these emotions interact with each other, and joy and sadness are branched off to their own. And it's really interesting, because you see how joy, she and sadness need each other. And joy originally just thinks of herself as everything has to be joyful, everything has to be happy, and it has to be purely joyful. But it's that complexity of emotions that develop throughout the course of the storyline. And you see that how a child can go from having pure joy, pure anger, pure disgust, pure fear, to then having a mixture of those emotions. So yeah, you can have fear, but you can also have joy in that, such as people that jumped out of airplanes. That would sure be fearful for me, pure fear, but somehow people find joy in it. It's those combination of emotions that really is interesting. A lot of psychology went into the making of this movie, and I think it hits on multiple levels. That's the great thing about this movie, is that you're not just going in and being entertained at one level of, oh, this is a horror movie. You're only going in to be scared. This is hitting you on an emotional level. You get invested into these emotions, these characters, and how they interact with each other, and also how the psychologicalness of your brain works. And that was the cool thing. There were several things that went back to my old Psych 101 class that I had in college. And I was like, oh, I remember reading about the subculture and creativity and seeing all these lands and what happens with those. But the animation style is another thing that's going to catch you on this. Pixar created a specialized animation just for this movie, where all of the characters are made up of little bits of, like, Joy, she's made up of little bits of yellow. The interesting thing about Joy's coloration, I wonder if anybody else is picking up on this, is all of the other emotions are made up in her design, so they're reflected in her. So you have the green disgust dress, you have the blue sadness hair, there's a little bit of purple in her. So there's a lot of other emotions that are involved in her, and I didn't get the chance to look very closely at the other characters as much, but I'm wondering if they also have aspects of the other emotions inside them. But this is definitely a movie that I think adults and kids are absolutely going to love. And I think you need to get out there, go see it. It's great. I saw it on a Sunday morning, and it was really cool to see kids very interested in this. You didn't hear really a peep from the kids for the duration of the entire movie. So I think it's great because adults will like it as well. So out of a 5-paw review, I'm not going to give this a direct 5, meaning, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. I'm giving this a 4 because I thought it was great. I thought it was one of the best Pixar movies I've seen. And the only reason I'm not giving it a 5 is I don't know, there was just something that I just felt like I wasn't getting out of it completely. Like when I left Toy Story 3, I left just completely satisfied. And at the end of this one, I felt satisfied, but there was just something not totally connected with me at the end. I was like, oh, there's just this little bit that doesn't make it into an outstanding. It's a great movie, but it's not outstanding. So go see it. So out of 5 paws, I'm giving it a 4. And I think it's something to go see on a rainy day like we had here Saturday. So until next time, bye, Cublets!
I could go out in the darkness, see you calling my name. I hear you shouting, hear you calling, but it's not the same. Every word that you are throwing right into my back doesn't matter to me, cause I'm keeping my track. Let me go, let me go.